Yeah, and this is
Repo.
my most popular tequila out of any of my expressions.
Okay.
Um, for example, High Time Spirits in
Orange
Costa Mesa.
County.
Yeah, in Orange County. My repo, I have a customer that buys a case a week.
Oh wow.
A case
A case a week, so that's 6 bottles a week.
from them.
From them, yes,
Yeah.
but of the Reposado specifically. So it has its fans.
Well, welcome back. We're just talking about what we're pouring up here. We've got your Repo 40,
Yep.
and you were just saying your most popular expression.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's an excellent product. It definitely has its fans across the country, and I even know customers that buy it by the case. So
Oh, wow.
it's a special product.
And is it talk about the aging process, because I know everybody ages it a
Yes,
little bit
no, of
differently,
course. These are actually using wild turkey barrels, so something a little bit unique in that
Okay.
respect. We spot proof or spot check exactly the aging, so that's why I give a range. This is 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
But it's an excellent product. It's very balanced. You will taste some of that barrel, a little bit of that natural sweetness from the barrel, but the agave notes will still come through.
Okay.
So that was our goal for this.
I'm excited to taste it because I'm still, getting the aromas and the flavors from the Blanco, which is nice and complex
Sure.
still. So, I'm excited to go to this. And you mentioned this is also from the Sebastian's
Yes.
hands of
Yes,
production.
exactly. That was the last batch of Sebastian, which, like I said, has its fans across the country.
Oh, that's a good.
What I like about the repos and stuff is you get the influence of the barrel, but just coming right off of the Blanco, you definitely get the presence and the essence of what the Blanco is and the agave essence in the spirit, and that was forward
Sure.
to me
Mm-hmm.
in the repo.
It's an-
And I get the influence of the barrel, but they didn't lose sight.
No,
of
no,
what was
it's a
in.
natural evolution is the way I would describe it, from the barrel to perfect balance, 6 to 8 months. So I think that's why it had so many fans.
Yeah. Well, and we were talking earlier, but with the state of everything going on in the industry and things slowing down, what are you guys doing as far as events,
Sure.
being out in the community,
I like to be out as much in front of a camera to tell the story as much as we can, and even get to know our fans. We recently went to the iHeart Agave Festival and had an amazing time connecting with everyone.
Oh, amazing.
And I try to attend as many events as I can across the country. Thankfully, we're in about 30 plus states with Cuatro Copas, so we're very proud to have fans everywhere. But it gets sometimes a little tough.
Yeah. A
And
lot of travel.
What
Yeah.
does the reach look like for the brand? And I know there's a lot of brand recognition with it. So going to events, people coming and knowing the brand and where to find it. So is it easily accessible to get your hands on Cuatro Copas,
Sure.
different restaurants on and off premise? I
Sure.
guess, is it-
We've been mainly an off-premise focused brand, but it's had such a long history. At some point, I'm sure most restaurants, especially here in California, have either dabbled with it or somewhat familiar with it. But yeah, we've been off-premise focused for some time. And yeah, like I said, we try to keep pushing as much as we can. I always say we're everywhere, nowhere, which is kind of a unique juxtaposition to have.
So if someone's here like in Southern California and wants to get their hands on Cuatro Copas, where can they go and expect to find?
Sure. High Times is one of our key partners. They've been a great support to us and somebody that the brand has worked with for many, many years. Total Wine has also been great. I know certain stores will have some expressions and not all. And it gets a little tricky since we have 6 different expressions
Yeah.
and soon to be 7 with our extra añejo coming
Well,
up.
let's talk about those expressions. We've got them back
Sure.
there behind the bar. But you were telling us, and I guess you can explain.
Sure.
You've got kind of a unique lineup of expressions.
Absolutely. So we have the Blanco, Repo, and Añejo at 40 proof. But we wanted to, I guess we went a little bit ahead of the trend and created a full line of Blanco, Repo, and Añejo, but at 110 proof, which is the highest you can do in tequila. So we were so confident in our flavor profile, we said, let's ramp it up to the max allowed across the board. So that way we give the control to the consumer, to whoever is enjoying my product, to really be able to steer how proof down they want it. You want it with a big ice cube, you can have it a little bit lower than 55 gradually. Or you can add a little bit of water from the beginning and proof it down to 40 or even 35, whatever you prefer. But you're in the driver's seat whenever you give such a high proof.
That's interesting because I have kind of like two questions on the top of my head right now. But right now, as you mentioned that, I've been reading a little bit up on proofing and understanding how some people drink their spirits in that way. And right now, talking about tequila. So is that like a benefit of the high proofs? I don't want to say in general, but kind of like either you could put ice in it. I haven't really experimented with proofing where it's like you put a couple drops in, you start to taste the different flavors. How does that
Typically, the high proof is geared towards the connoisseur of tequila. You'll get our bartenders or our big tequila fans that will specifically look for that. And these days, you'll see a lot of blancos have it, because that's where they say it's the most pure expression of tequila. With us, we gave the customer the chance to really experiment across the board. Like, for example, our añejo, that's a barrel strength. And it's very difficult to get it exactly at 55. That's why you'll find a lot of brands will have it at 52 or 51. But like I said, we have an excellent product, and so we're very confident about that one.
But could I just go back really quick, just to be clear? Is there a difference of what we're talking about here from like a little bit more common day where people are like, I like high proof, I want high strength, right?
Sure.
Which is great. There's a lot of flavors and it is like a pure essence of the spirit. But what I'm curious to right now, what I was mentioning earlier is you said a second ago, give our bartenders a chance to experiment and try things because that's what the proofing is. That's what you have a high proof and it's like, look, we found a profile that we like closer to 51 or something by proofing down either with ice or with water. So is that what you would comment to what that experimentation is?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you can use the same amount of tequila, for example, in a cocktail and have that tequila be a little bit more pronounced. So that's where you give that bartender, in this case, the flexibility to choose how they want to highlight the tequila within a complicated cocktail. So it really gives them the options to get as custom as they would like.
Yeah. And that's cool because it's also approaching it more thoughtfully than just it's high proof. It's like I like the high proof out that point, right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not just strong for strong's sake.
Yeah,
It has a little bit more creativity and intentionality behind why we made it the way we made it.
Ah, interesting. That's cool. And then to go back a little bit too, you also mentioned that from the start, you guys were doing high proofs. It's not like you just wanted to, hey, high proofs are in demand right now, let's do high proofs, right?
And the way I describe it is we did high proofs from the beginning with the second reinvigoration of Cuatro Copas. If we go, we have a historic bottle here that we brought. If you don't mind, I'll show this guy off. Some of our original founders, this is one of the bottles of the late 90s, early 2000s. Historic bottle, Mexican market exclusive at the time. And so it has a unique agave piña inside, which is a really beautiful bottle, hand blown.
Really beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, everything made in Mexico. And our goal was to be able to take this beauty of the product and how do we develop that going forward. So when we took control of the brand about 15 to 16 years ago, we said, well, what's going to make us unique? The original distillery was inoperable. Unfortunately, we really tried to get our hands on it and have that history keep going. It wasn't possible. So we said, okay, let's bring Sebastian. Let's work with some of our original yeast and what have you. And how do we stand out in the market? And that's where the idea for the high proofs came out.
Oh, okay.
So it's been around for 15-ish years. But our idea mainly was with our new importer at that time, Henry Price. Price Imports is somebody who's been a mentor of mine. Henry has just turned 50 years in the industry.
Oh, wow.
He was the first importer of Jägermeister and Tequila Tesoro, for example. So he's been walking with me and my family for many years now, and we're honored to have him as part of our process. But it was actually his idea to say, hey, let's bring out a high proof at 55, something different, something unique. And his portfolio is so curated that I think it was a really unique offering into the market at that time, which we kind of were a little bit ahead of it. These days, it's so popular to have a high proof. But yeah, I had it. With that comes its own challenges, right?
Yeah.
You try to convince people, no, high proofs are really unique. Why
Yeah,
you
yeah.
share this and that? So yeah, it's been a journey.
I mean, I'm excited to taste this this iteration of the Reposado
Yes.
and high proof and really compare the two with that in mind. Now, I think that's something that even I didn't really think of or consider when drinking the high proofs of what proofing was and how to really experiment and go deeper into the spirit and
Sure.
see what that is. Cool.
Oh yeah, and this high proof reposado we're about to explore is also unique. You'll see high proof reposados, but not quite at 55. So
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's a perfect transition.
Yeah.
We'll be right back and we'll pour up the high proof Repo.
great.
Awesome.